Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to JFF News. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another episode in this series. If you haven't already, we kindly encourage you to hit the like, share, and subscribe button to JFF Live, and also purchase a membership right here to JFF Live for exclusive content and behind the scenes action. So let's get straight to the news, shall we? As our under 14 girls have started out life in the CFU Under 14 Challenge Series in Trinidad and Tobago on a winning note. Back-to-back victories to start the competition over the weekend. A 1-0 victory over Bermuda and a 1-0 victory over Aruba quite recently as well, Saturday and Sunday, in terms of those results within the competition. The first game, which came up against the Bermuda team, Nicolette Prendergast scored for the Jamaicans in the 56th minute of that encounter. And in the second game against Aruba, Orena Campbell scored for Jamaica in minute 36. And as a result of other results within the group, Jamaica has qualified for the semi-finals of the competition, which is absolutely brilliant. Jamaica will now look for group honors against Trinidad and Tobago, and that will be on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Jamaica time. That is when Jamaica will play our third game within the competition. And as we look to secure group honors, because right now Jamaica on 6 points, Aruba on three, Bermuda on three, Trinidad on zero. So if you think about it, really, Bermuda and Aruba, they're going to play each other next. Both teams cannot get to 6 points. It can only be a scenario where both teams draw and they end up on four, or a scenario where one team ends up on six and the other team stays on three. So whatever happens between now and the rest of the group stages, no team can surpass Jamaica in terms of points within this competition. For Jamaica, a win or a draw against Trinidad and Tobago secures group honors completely. So that is certainly going to be the aim come Tuesday. Staying on women's football, we're going to now look at the senior women's team as we have information in relation to the pots for the seedings and draw for Wednesday's draw. That's going to be actually 6 p.m. Jamaica time. There's been a slight adjustment in relation to the seedings and pots, and I'm going to share a screen so you can be able to see and understand exactly what I'm referring to. At first, the information was that we were going to use the CONCACAF rankings index, but instead, what is going to take place is that the FIFA rankings is going to be used to seed teams for the draw on Wednesday. And as a result of using the FIFA rankings from August of 2025, this is basically how it pans out in terms of the different pots. So as you can see, the preceded teams, Mexico, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Haiti, Panama, and Trinidad and Tobago. What this basically means is that Jamaica will not face Mexico, Costa Rica, Haiti, Panama, or Trinidad and Tobago in the group stages of the qualifiers. Jamaica will not face one of those teams. Jamaica will, however, face one team from pot one team from pot two, one team from pot three, and one team from pot four. If we were to follow the same format as the last cycle in 2022, and also what took place with the men in the second round of World Cup qualifying, it should follow a format of Jamaica playing our first game against a team from at home, playing at home against the pot two team, and then playing on the road to the pot three team, and then playing pot four team on the road, and then the pot one team at home. So essentially, pot one and pot two, you play at home. Pot three and four, you play on the road. That is the format that CONCACAF has used in recent cycles. So we look for further confirmation if it's going to be a similar sort of format. The schedule will be unveiled right after the draw, but at least come Wednesday, we will know the teams in Jamaica's group, 2 matches at home, 2 matches away. And of course, Jamaica will face one team from each pot. In pot one, there's Puerto Rico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Guyana, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic. Pot two, Nicaragua, Honduras, Suriname, St. Kitts and Nevis, Bermuda, St. Lucia. Pot three, Barbados, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, Belize, Grenada, Curacao. Pot four, Antigua and Barbuda, Cayman Islands, US Virgin Islands, Aruba, Anguilla, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. The teams that are not involved in this qualifying cycle: Bahamas, British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, St. Martin, and of course, we know the scenario in relation to French Guiana, Guadeloupe, Martinique. They are not a member of FIFA. So remember, they are departments of France. So therefore, these teams, they cannot take part in World Cup qualifying. And St. Martin, the Dutch side as well, they're not a member of FIFA or the IOC, so they're ineligible for World Cup and also the Olympic Games. So that is the scenario and explanation for these teams that will not enter World Cup qualifying. Different reasons for different nations, but just generally speaking, you are aware about for some countries why they're not taking part in World Cup qualifying. Some are not FIFA members, some are not IOC members, and of course, when you're not a FIFA member, you're ineligible to compete in World Cup qualifying. So that is how it'll be. Jamaica will definitely be in Group B, and 4 teams will be in Jamaica's group. 2 matches will be at home, 2 matches away. So we wait for the draw on Wednesday so that we can be able to understand how this will pan out, right? Good. And finally, in news this week is also the start of the 2025 season of the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. So we'd like to wish all the best to the Jamaican clubs taking part this season. That's Mount Pleasant Academy and Cavalier. In 2023, we had 2 Jamaican clubs finish second and fourth, respectively. In 2024, we had a Jamaican club win the competition. My, how amazing would it be to have our 2 Jamaican representatives finished first and second, respectively, within this competition. So all the very best to Cavalier and also Mount Pleasant Academy. Mount Pleasant Academy, they are actually match number 1 in the tournament, as they will play on Tuesday in the competition against Robin Hood from Suriname. And of course, Cavalier, they take a trip over to the Dominican Republic in a repeat of last year's final and face Cibao. So quite an exciting start to the competition. And we wish our Jamaican clubs all the very best within this competition. And hopefully, both of them can be able to secure qualification to the 2026 CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, folks, thank you very much for tuning in to another video right here on JFF Live. This was JFF News. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more content.